Hi everyone. So in today's video we will see how we can transfer data between two PLCs uh, using UDP protocol. So I did a video about mod using Modbus TCP/IP protocol to transfer data between two PLCs. So I got the same setup, like I have two PLCs, AC500 PLC, PLC1 with this is the Ethernet IP address, and PLC2, and this is the Ethernet IP address, and both is connected to a Ethernet switch, and connecting my laptop to the same switch to communicate with these two PLC. So we will make a program so that we can use a UDP protocol to transfer the data between two PLC. So let's make a new program, and I'll be using this one, PM573 ETH. This is my PLC. Let's call this, wait, before doing that, okay, I'll name this program as AC500 PLC1. Okay, and in the protocol under Ethernet we are going to use the UDP protocol. So add object UDP, and you can call this connection as PLC1. And PLC1, this you can keep it as default because I'll be transferring less data only. So if your requirement is more, you can put more data. And the port number, this is the port number that we are going to use for the communication. So the port number can be any free port. So I'm going to use 5003 as my port number. And now we'll make a program to prepare the communication. Okay, so before going to the program, if you see the manual of the AC500 PLC, you can see the UDP help file here. So I'm going to follow these steps to make the UDP communication between two PLCs, and so I have to make this logic where this is an integer and all these are bits. So I'll make the same logic in the program. So I made the same logic as shown in this manual. Where is the manual? Okay, this same logic I made in the PLC program. Basically, this logic is for, as it says in the manual, uh, we don't want any loss of signals when we send the data to the remote PLC. So what we do is like we make this logic and we add this bits in this function block to make sure we have a smooth data transmission. I think I'll explain this once we make the program. Okay, so I made the same logic as per the manual, where this is declared as an integer. uh, UDP control is an integer, and this send UDP done, send UDP error is a bit, and enable, the UDP enable is also a bit. Okay, now we'll go to the UDP function block. So if you click F1, it takes to the help file. Just search for UDP, and you'll find all the UDP protocols here. So I'll use this block, this Ethernet UDP send block. So I'll use this. Let's copy this, insert network, and copy paste this name here. So this is the function block to send the data from this PLC to another PLC or any UDP supported device. Okay, so let's give the name as send UDP, and this enable, you need to use this one, this logic, this. Okay, so Ethernet, this is the Ethernet port that we are going to use. So anyway, I'm going to use the Ethernet port of the PLC. I don't have any external module for Ethernet port, so if you are using the same Ethernet port of the PLC, you can define the Ethernet port number as 1. Okay, and index means now we configured this is the connection, this is the connection number is our index. Let's say you have one more connection like PLC, any other device. So the first connection will be index number 0, the second connection will be index number 1, and so on. So this index number is 0, and the IP address of the remote device. So IP address string to double word. Okay, so this is the IP address of your remote device. So in our case, we are going to send from this PLC1 to PLC2. So this IP address I need to define here. So since this is a string, you need to give this exclamation mark here. Okay, and the port number. So as you know, I am using this port 5003, and now we have to define what data we are going to send from this PLC to the remote PLC. So what you can do is you can easy ways go to the data type and you create a uh, new structure. So sending send data. So here you can define what all you are going to send. Let's say I'm going to send, you can define any number of words, integer, anything. So let's say I'm going to send 2 bits and 2 words. Okay, okay, now the receive data, similarly I'll be receiving data from the remote PLC. So I'll add one more. I'll use the same. Okay, now you can define one new data type variable here. You can give this name. So here you need to define what you're going to send from this PLC. So uh, we can use a pointer addressing. So you can use this address block to show that from where you're going to send data. Okay, now the length of the data. So you can use the size of block to show the size of the data to be sent. Okay. Now this is where you have to define all these variables that we created before. So send UDP done, send UDP done. Now error, send UDP error. Okay. So now the send part is done. Now let's see how we can receive from this remote PLC or the remote device. So you need to define. Let's go back to the help file. So we will be using this one for receiving data. So you can give the same name. And here you can directly enable this. This is for receiving. Okay. Now the same Ethernet port, indexing, and the data we are going to receive. So we will be using receive data for this. So you can give the same pointer addressing. Okay. So this is a bool. This is error. This is just for monitoring. It's a bool. An error number is not important. So received IP address. So this should be a double. And received port number. This should be a word. And length. I think it's not important. So basically, if this works properly and you have a communication with your remote PLC, you will receive this address, that is your remote PLC address here in this. So this is a double word. We'll convert to the IP address as a string. So I'll use IP address double word to string. Okay. So there should be a string. Okay. So now let's load this program to this PLC. So I'm going to this. I made the program for PLC 1. Okay. Wait, I have to select the IP address. So go to the communication parameter. make sure you are loading to the right PLC. Okay, keep it in run. Okay, so we are sending data, but as you can see, our received IP address is 0 because I have not loaded or set anything in my remote PLC. Okay, now let's do a program for the remote PLC. So what we can do is we can use the same program instead of making a new program again. What you can do is uh, you can save this project as maybe for PLC2. Okay, now you can open the you can use your second automation builder software. You open this where you saved for PLC2. Okay, wait, wait. I have to make copy. Okay, so I made a copy of that same project. Okay, so you can open this copy project, and you can rename this as PLC2. So now I am making program for the second PLC. So the interface, everything will be same. We are using the same protocol with same port number as the PLC1. So port number will be still 5003. Okay, now let's go to the program, and in this program uh, we are using the exact same program of the other PLC, but the only difference should be uh, we are sending I'm making program for this PLC, so I'm sending data from this PLC to this PLC. So you need to define this address here. That is the only difference. And in the communication parameter, you need to make sure you are sending to 82. Okay, because that is the address of this PLC. So let me download this, and I'll make it run mode. It's not running. Okay, so we try again. Yeah, it's running. Okay, so I'll open the. So this is PLC2. I'll open this program. This is PLC1. Okay, so as you can see, PLC1 I'm sending to 82, and I'm receiving the IP address also from remote PLC. Similarly, this is PLC2, so I'm sending to 81, and I should receive 81 here. Yeah, so the send and receiving is happening. Now we will send data from this PLC to this PLC, so I should receive here. So I'll make this true. Yeah, so I received here. Now I send some value, let's say 80. Yeah, so I received here. Now if I send from this PLC, I should receive, yes, and bit, you can see I received the bit here. So this is how you make a program for sending and receiving data between two PLCs using UDP protocol. So it's not just AC500 PLC, you can use any device that supports UDP protocol to transfer the data. So this is what you need to do in the AC500 PLC to make send and receive block. So I hope this was clear to everyone. Thanks for watching this video. Have a good day.